Welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about the conditional. I suppose if and would are probably the two most important words when we want to use the conditional tense. To give you some examples of the conditional tense, we have zero conditional tense, zero conditional it's called. So first conditional, and we also have second conditional. These are the three different types of conditional tense that we are going to be looking at today. First we're going to look at the zero conditional tense. So what do we think of when we think of the zero conditional tense? The zero conditional tense is when we just want to use simple language. For example, well, if we want to use the zero conditional tense, we use if plus present simple plus present simple. Now we're going to look at some examples of how the zero conditional tense is used. So there's just one example. So if you plant a flower, it grows. So remember before, so we know where if goes. So if is a very prominent one here. So this is where the if is. So where is the present simple? In this case, the present simple is here. So like I said before, so what do we need? We need if. What do we need? We need if plus present simple plus present simple. Now that brings me on to the first conditional. Now when we look at the first conditional is probably a little bit more difficult. When we look at the first conditional, we also use if, but we also are going to use would as well. So this is what we're using both of these tenses, or both of these words, sorry, should I say, when we want to look at the first conditional. I know that may seem a little bit difficult, but don't worry, we will look at some examples. So we need if here, and present simple, but also the subject, the important part of the sentence, plus will. Okay, so if it rains, I will stay at home. So in this case, what are we looking at here? So if, you notice where if goes at the start of the sentence. So if it rains, this is the present simple. So this is, so if it rains, present simple, and will. So yeah, I understand. Sometimes we might use the subject, but other times we could use if, present simple, and future, will. I will stay at home. And yeah, in this case maybe the subject would also go here. Home could be the subject, or the extra clause as we call it in English. So this will be the extra clause. So it's usually normal to have an extra clause in these kind of first conditional sentences. So if it rains, I will stay at home. So if plus past plus would. That's what we need for the second conditional. So we're not using the present tense, we're using the second tense. Now it must be noted that we also have another term for the second tense. So this is known as the hypothetical tense. Can we pronounce it? Very good. Hypothetical. So we have the structure now on the board. So we notice if, as I say, if goes here. The past, are we using the past here? Yes, we are. Remember, the past tense used here is, so past tense used here is was. So if, so plus past, and so if the day was sunny, I would. So looking at the first one here, let's just look at the first one. What do we think when we think of the first one? So if you go to school, you will make friends. So do we remember the rules of these three tenses? Do we remember the rules? What do we think? So if you go to school, you will make friends. So it couldn't be the zero conditional. Remember, the zero conditional is if plus present simple plus present simple. So if plus present simple plus present simple. No, What about the first conditional? Remember the first conditional, wasn't it? If plus present simple plus subject plus will. Do you think this is correct? Are we correct there? Yes, I think we are. So let's just go through it again. So if is being used, present simple is being used here. If you go. Yep, so this is the present simple. So, is there a subject here? Is there a subject? Yeah, school is the subject. School being a subject there. And you will, yes. So, in this case, will. And of course, friends being the extra clause. Not the main clause, not the clause, but the extra clause. Very good, so that's a winner there. So this is the first conditional tense here. Now what about this one here? If you heat ice, it melts into water. If you heat ice, it melts into water. So we're looking now either at the zero conditional or the second conditional. Well now, like I told you before, could it be the second conditional? No, the second conditional, remember, is if plus past simple plus would plus plus clause. So if plus past simple plus would. No. How about the zero conditional? Okay, so if plus present simple plus present simple.
And then you're under the
sorry. If plus present simple plus present simple. Yeah, very good. So if being used here. So present simple being used there, and it melts into water. So present simple is also used there. PS. We know what that is. So I guess then number 3. What could number 3 be? So if I lived in Japan, I would eat sushi. Is that being so that couldn't be the zero conditional because we just explained what that was. Don't think it's the first conditional, so the present simple plus will. So if I lived, remember before? So let's just do this. So if, and we also need, so what is this? Lived in Japan? Very good, this is past. It's the past. So in Japan, I would eat sushi. So in this case, would. So just to clarify again, like I was explaining about these conditionals, as I was explaining about these conditionals, so if you go to school, you will make friends. Possible, that's possible. It's not definite, but it's possible. If you heat ice, it melts into water. Is that possible? Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible, okay? So if you heat ice, it melts into water. So it's not 100%, but yeah, it's the likely outcome. So if I lived in Japan, I would eat sushi. Yeah, that is possible, but it's only a little possible. Second conditional, it's not very sure. I mean, it's just looking at Japan, maybe I would not eat sushi if I lived in Japan. It's only a possibility. So to finish it off, it's looking at these conditional tenses. I hope they make a little bit more sense.